You totally blew my mind, actually, with the idea of having the company page, just liking and commenting on the individual, which, even if you're just one person, that's worth the price of admission right there for that piece, for me at least.
So it's so simple. It was how I grew my brand more and quicker. It was literally using the two of them to piggyback and help each other. And it's that 1 + 1 = 3, by working together and not cutting off the things that were available to me on the page. Now, full confession, I'm a global expert on pages. I've written the world's first and only book. I speak on international stages, and sometimes I ignore my company page. Shh, don't tell anyone, right? Because sometimes it's not where I should be focusing my time and effort, and that's totally okay as well. So, it's about balancing. There are times when I can put more effort into it. There are times when I'm like, whoa, my business is going crazy. I've got to look after my clients. Where's the best bang for my buck and time on LinkedIn? Right now it's on my profile, but then we go back to building the two of them together. So yeah, there's no right or wrong when it comes to LinkedIn, but just think, how can I use, it's almost 50% of LinkedIn is this company page and all the tools we have. How can I do that instead of cutting it off and missing out on those opportunities?
So while I think that we are persuasive and this is going to be a fantastic video, I don't know that anybody is going to immediately drop everything and rededicate their entire business to company business pages, particularly since you just said, that not necessarily to do that. Can you contextualize what the minimum viable product might look like for a company who says, okay, Michelle is making a really good point. We should do something. What's that something?
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that because you almost took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say the minimum amount that you need to do on your company page. Absolutely have one set up, right? So no matter the size of your company, having a company page set up if you're running a business or an organization is a must, right? Now, why is that? You're going to go back and update your LinkedIn profile and tie that work experience back to it. So all of a sudden you go from having little ghost town logo to your company logo. And again, it adds legitimacy to your business and stops people thinking, is that a real business? Is it just like a little side hustle? And quite often there's some amazing experts out there that other people are walking away with an impression going, I don't even know if they're real. I don't know if this is like a proper business. So having the company page can really help you, just basically take that off the table. Like, yes, I'm a real business. Here's my company page. Make sure that it's 100% completed. Information is correct. And we're writing it from the perspective of, if I land there, do I immediately know I'm in the right place, that your business solves my problem and what makes you different to anyone else? And if you keep the about section and things along those lines, it makes the person that visits more likely to stay and hang around and find out what other things you've got to say. As far as content goes, just keep it ticking over. For most businesses will be more than enough. Now, that can look different for everybody. For some clients that I work with, it's once a week. For others, it might be once every few weeks. And it just means that if someone lands there, there is something current, and that something current gives the impression of, yes, this person's doing it. Now, if you're time poor, like 2 hands up for most people, if I ask them, do you have time to be doing additional work? I've yet to find anyone who's like, yeah, I'm just sitting around doing nothing. But if you're time poor, a cool way to do this is post on your personal profile. Easy. We said that we agree that that's a good use of your time. And then down in the bottom corner, you can always click share and you can repost that. And we've now got this little cool feature, which you may not have ever noticed on the same line, that if you go to the far left on that same line where you like and comment and share, there's a little, normally it's your photo. It's called the identity switcher. And the identity switcher is a cool name for, if you click on it, all the company pages that you're associated with. So if you manage multiple pages, they'll all show up. You can switch it to the company logo, and then every action you take is as the company brand. So switch it over to the company, go across to share and hit repost or repost with thoughts. That automatically creates a post over on your company page. You haven't had to do any more work and people can see the best of the best. So I use that when I've got a post that I think is really good, I don't want it to just disappear down the feed. I move it to what I call my greatest hits library, AKA the company page.
I love that. And I'll add one more thing that we've run into with the clients that we serve. So as I mentioned, we work with a lot of government contractors, and they have this, they're different in one way, which is that when they get these contracts, they can grow very, very quickly. So you'll be talking to an organization that started out, maybe they had 2 people 6 months ago, and now they have 15. And a lot of times that means their website has not, we will come in and we'll do their website later on, but their website has not kept up. And so you might wonder, are they a real company? Well, by the way, the LinkedIn company page is a great way to see that. Make sure as you're doing your minimum viable product that people aren't just saying where they work, but they're actually linking to that company page, because now when you go to the company page, you can see, oh, wow, look at that. They have like 15, 20 people, and look at the expertise that these people have. So it really does sort of create the effect that you talked about, the 1 + 1 = 6, because you are creating value in this way by seeing, look who they really are.
And the other point that you bring up there is that websites often get created, and there are once every few years we update them. It's always that job in my list of, I'll get to that. I'll get to that. But your company page, it can be quite dynamic and updated much easier. It could be what's going on that day, that week. You might be out at an event. You might have just, like I said, be celebrating that new contract that you just won. There's all kinds of little ways and easy content that we can do. It doesn't have to be war and peace. It doesn't have to be huge. Quite often, the main thing that I would say with your company page content is bring the humans out. We've all got phones in our hands that snap photos of anything and everything. Use that for your company page. The more it feels like a human's behind it, and we get to know the people in the business, the more we feel connected and the more we trust, and the easier it is to do business like that. So, and the other thing you raised, the more people you've got in the business, it almost becomes like it's the team huddle. It's where we all come together, and it's the place where we're putting on the same jerseys, we're all playing for the same team, and we're creating that impression again. So think about your page as that. So the other thing that pages do is when people are looking for jobs and choosing who they want to work with, you can create an impression that attracts the best of the best and maybe repels those that don't share the same company values. And so values are a really important piece of company pages as well. Why? Because, 65% of LinkedIn right now is Gen Z. They care about what you stand for, the kind of business you are, and the values that you have as a business, and are you actually walking the talk? And so if you can demonstrate that over on your page, again, your goal for your page may not just be business growth, it may actually be attracting and engaging the best talent. So, and if you have the best people work for you, then hopefully you're winning more business, and then it just becomes this really amazing self-fulfilling circle that it just keeps going around and getting better and better over time. And I think that's why some of those companies that you're talking about grow so quickly, because they do that so well.
Yeah, and that is a great point about talent acquisition. That really is something that I know a lot of our clients really use that for. So such a good point. I feel like I could continue talking about this for absolutely forever and ever. And this has been so productive. I know I've actually learned a lot from this conversation. So Michelle, thank you so much for coming here and sharing your brilliance with us. And for anybody who is watching, thank you so much also. So Michelle, how can people find you? Aside from Down Under, but more digitally, how can people find you?
Well, are you sure you don't want to come and visit Sydney? It's beautiful at this time of year. So definitely worth the 20 hours of flying that it would probably take most people to get here. But if you don't want to do that or can't do that right now, please come and connect with me on LinkedIn. No surprises there. If you search for Michelle J. Raymond, that's the easiest way to find me in amongst all of the other Michelle Raymonds that are on there. So yeah, Michelle J. Raymond. Please let me know that you listen to this so I can let Erica know that it's been cool to meet some of the listeners. But we appreciate it. And, as I say, every podcast I'm on, don't forget, if you're listening to this somewhere, leave a review or a rating, because it really helps people to keep going. It gives people like Erica a pep in their step. So we appreciate anybody that does that.
Oh, you took my next line. You took my next call to action. And also please subscribe to our channel, just so that, again, pep in our step, help people find us. And if you you are one of the people that Michelle referred to, who only does your site every few years, and you need to get it off of your plate, please come to our website, springinsight.com, and sign up for a free consultation. And we would love to chat with you about the work that we do. Thank you, Michelle.
Amazing. And happy updating your company pages. That's the piece of homework out of today. Go and give it like a little bit of love. You don't have to spend hours, but just give it a little bit of love so it's refreshed. And if someone lands there, they're getting that great first impression.
Awesome. Thank you.